So with Money in the Bank just ending, I wanted to come on here and make a YouTube video giving my overall thoughts on the show, what I thought about certain things, because there's a lot of stuff that I wanted to talk about, and overall I felt like this show was really good. I really enjoyed it. So with all that out the way, let's get straight into the video. So for the first match of the night, we had the men's Money in the Bank match between Jey Uso, Drew McIntyre, Chad Gable, Andrade, LA Knight, and Carmelo Hayes. Overall, I thought this ladder match was pretty enjoyable, and I'm just going over some of my notes. For example, that Andrade leg spot on like Chad Gable was pretty crazy. The reverted Spanish Fly from like Carmelo Hayes, that spot was also crazy. You had like the holy shit chance, which was pretty crazy for like that happened like during most of the matches. It was warranted because most of the matches were pretty good. We had the Yeah versus Yee. I wish we kind of got more of it, but I was pretty fine with what we got from it. And I liked how most like the people that have history with each other interacted with each other. And what else? The Drew McIntyre powerbomb on Chad Gable through the ladder was pretty crazy. It didn't actually go through it, but I thought that was pretty good. And Andrade powerbomb from Carmelo Hayes, like they're on top of the ladder, and Andrade like does like this powerbomb on Carmelo Hayes through the ladder. That spot was crazy. Kind of reminded me of like the spot from like Rey Mysterio and Andrade from like 2019 or 2020, one of those spots. But that spot was like a good callback. And after that, Chad Gable belly to belly, like from LA Knight inside the ring, outside to the ring on like the bridge ladder on the announce table. That spot was pretty crazy as well. And most of these spots, gotta give it up to the wrestlers because these spots look like it hurts like hell. And what is it called? Chad Gable dangling from the Money in the Bank, falling into the spear from Jey Uso with Chef's Kiss. I laughed my ass off because Chad Gable looked like a little kid, and he dangled and he fell down on his face. That shit looked like it hurt. But then pretty much when Jey Uso's hanging on top of the ladder, Drew McIntyre comes out, hits him with a ladder in the face, and then pretty much hits like a Claymore or like a Future Shock, one of the two. But Drew McIntyre wins Money in the Bank, and I knew at that point, okay, Drew McIntyre is gonna cash in later on in the match. But overall, I thought that match was enjoyable, and I'm gonna flip through some of my more notes. Flip through some of my notes on the match as well. Like once again, I have multiple notes. So I got my prediction wrong. I said Carmelo Hayes in my prediction. If you guys watch it, I did say Carmelo Hayes was my prediction to win the men's Money in the Bank match. I feel like he fit the billing for like elevating stars, but I have no problem with Drew McIntyre winning. But it's gonna play into like something else, into more of my thoughts. But I have no problem with Drew McIntyre winning. Everyone in the match got their moments. Everyone got their shine in it. We got cool spots and encounters, and I thought we would see some interference. For example, like the White Six for Chad Gable, Logan Paul for LA Knight, and possibly AJ Lee or CM Punk during the match for Drew McIntyre, but we didn't get it. But I was okay with no interference. We just really got a good ladder match for the most part, because every single time I was watching the match and I was on the couch, for example, when I saw Chad Gable on the ladder by himself, I was saying, okay, is the White Six gonna come out? And vice versa for most of the other people in the matches. And yeah, once again, with Drew McIntyre winning the match, it was pretty much a guarantee that he was gonna cash in later on during the night. And I did say in my notes when I was writing down my thoughts like during the match, I said hopefully Punk screws Drew McIntyre before the match. He did screw him during the match, but yeah, I'll get into that later. In my notes, I also wrote the story between Drew McIntyre is he can't cash in because CM Punk keeps showing up, and Drew McIntyre maybe this time can outsmart CM Punk. Guess what? A spoiler, he couldn't outsmart him as CM Punk did come back to bite him in the ass once again. But on to the next match. So for the next match in the night, we had Sami Zayn defending his Intercontinental Champion against Braun Breaker in what was a highly anticipated match. And I'm just going to go through some of my notes. I'm going to do this for every single match, but the match starts off with Braun Breaker moving Sami around, pretty much bullying him around, bulldozing him, doing whatever he wanted. Sami Zayn kind of getting the feel of what's going to happen during this match. And Sami Zayn does like that bounce backflip on Braun Breaker through the outside. I don't know what that move is called, but that move when Sami Zayn does it, that thing's like pretty much chef's kiss. And during the match, Braun Breaker takes control with a belly to belly, and pretty much like the story of this match with Sami Zayn, like early on, was like having a small window to get some offense in, because pretty much for the most part during like the beginning of the match, like Sami Zayn only had small windows, small glimpses of getting offense in, but pretty much after like the small window, he was pretty much just getting ragdogged. And when Sami Zayn and Braun Breaker went on the outside, Sami Zayn tries to do like that cool DDT spot in between like the turnbuckles, but it just gets clothesline, gets clocked. Sami Zayn hits like a blue thunder bomb. Braun Breaker hits like a crazy Frankensteiner. That move might honestly be one of my favorite moves that any pro wrestler does, because Braun Breaker makes it look so good. And when they're also on the outside, Sami Zayn jumps and avoids the spear like he did on Monday Night Raw, but Braun Breaker this time avoids the steps. He learns from his mistakes, and that's pretty much what I liked from this match. It's pretty much like everyone learning from their mistakes, countering what the person did beforehand. For example, Braun Breaker avoided hitting the steps because he learned from his mistakes. And when Braun Breaker does like that flying clothesline spot where just on the apron, Sami Zayn sitting on the announce table, that spot is just so crazy and it's amazing. I was a bit surprised that Braun Breaker got pinned clean, and this match has to lead to a rematch at SummerSlam. There's no way it doesn't happen. And I got my prediction wrong. I said Sami Zayn Well, no, I got my prediction right. I did Sami Zayn was going to win. I did say that Sami Zayn was going to win, and I got that right because I did say that Sami Zayn was going to win, like he was going to skate by. We didn't get that. He pinned him clean, 1, 2, 3. And I do think since we saw like that look of Braun Breaker's face, I do think if Sami Zayn has like a match on Monday Night Raw, maybe like a promo, like a little segment, I want Breaker to come out, attack the shit out of him, beat him down, which then leads to a match at SummerSlam, or maybe we get like a multi-man Fatal 4-Way match where we thought was going to happen. But I really just want to see Braun Breaker win the IC title at SummerSlam. And if Braun Breaker does win the title there, instead of pinning Sami Zayn, just pin somebody else like Ludwig or Sheamus, that could lead to a match at Berlin between Sami and Braun Breaker for the rematch. And a main concern that people had coming into this match is if Braun Breaker loses, what's going to happen to his momentum? Yeah, I did not expect him to get pinned clean, but I think his momentum should be fine. He's very young. Sami Zayn's beating a lot of big names, for example, like a Gunther. And Braun Breaker's being Gunther, if I'm correct. I think he'd be Gunther. I may be wrong on that, but Sami Zayn's had a lot of great matches, for example, with Roman Reigns and Gunther, so losing to Sami Zayn is not like anything to squander on. And I did say this match could possibly be match of the night, but it was flat out wrong. It was pretty much not match of the night. I thought it was okay, but compared to the other matches on the night, for example, like a Seth Rollins and Priest, I thought that was a match of the night, but this match was really not match of the night. It was mostly psychology and the wrestlers learning from their mistakes, which I did like. I thought it was really good. But overall, Braun Breaker looked good in this match, and a lot of people are pretty much hating on Sami Zayn winning the match. They're comparing him to Hulk Hogan, which is a terrible comparison. Sammy Hogan, yeah, it is pretty funny. Mercedes Hogan, Sammy's Hogan, anybody that buries or like beats a younger wrestler is gonna get the title of Hogan. We saw that with Becky Lynch when she won the Rumble. I mean, I don't like the comparison because that's like Hulk Hogan's a very different case, but pretty much I thought this match was pretty good. So yeah, let's go to the next match. So after that, necessarily we don't get a match, but John Cena comes out, and I was pretty surprised, even though he came last year at Money in the Bank, but when he said like on his little t-shirt or towel, the time is now, I was saying, what the fuck? Is John Cena gonna retire? Is John Cena gonna retire? Is he actually gonna retire? And John Cena, like, I'm just gonna go over what he said. He said he's here to announce that he's retiring from WWE. I'll say, oh my fucking gosh, there's no way the GOAT's gonna retire. And he said that he wants to talk about Canadians. He said Canadians have always shown up for him, and he says that he will be here on Raw, like he wants to be there for Raw when Raw moves over to Netflix. And he says the Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber, and WrestleMania in 2025 will be his last. And pretty much the crowd thinks thank you Cena chants. He gives like a little open challenge, and pretty much it's been confirmed that John Cena did say like in his open press conference, like after the show, that he did say that he wants to wrestle like after WrestleMania. It's not gonna be his last day. He wants to wrestle in between January to December, between like 2025, like the 30 to 40 dates. So overall, John Cena 2025 is going to be his last year of wrestling in the WWE. He did say that he's not going to come back, that he's going to retire the George and some other stuff. So pretty much 2025 is the last year of the GOAT. And fuck me, I mean, John Cena, why not let him go out with a bang? A lot of people have been saying 17-time world champion. I don't think that's going to happen because John Cena has openly been saying that he's not like, doesn't really care to get that 17-time world champion. But overall, damn, the GOAT's gonna retire. This is pretty crazy. I mean, John Cena has been there every single time I've watched WWE for the most part. He's my GOAT. I don't give a damn about like a Stone Cold. Stone Cold is really good, but for me, he's just not my GOAT. I like The Rock. He's not my GOAT. John Cena, it's probably like my GOAT. He's been there every single time. I just love John Cena. John Cena is really good. He might not be my GOAT, but I mean, right now, John Cena, damn, oh my gosh, I did not think he was gonna retire. Maybe. Damn, I really can't say that much because John Cena, wow. Thinking about John Cena retiring, seeing his last match is going to be pretty crazy, but that opens up discussions for who does John Cena want to wrestle, because John Cena needs to go out at WrestleMania. That for his last match at WrestleMania, he needs to win. He needs to win, and maybe John Cena gets in the Royal Rumble match. I don't know. Maybe he faces Randy Orton. There's a lot of stuff that can happen with John Cena possibly like retiring for his last opponent. But John Cena versus Randy Orton, we haven't got that match at WrestleMania. And if that match actually happens, I actually wouldn't be opposed to it. That would actually be a great way for John Cena to end like his WrestleMania career. And after that, we get another backstage segment where we see the Judgment Day and Damian Priest telling Finn Balor to stay back, and Finn Balor telling Damian Priest, I got you, boss man. But then after that, Finn Balor kind of gives like this look to Damian Priest when he leaves. And I was pretty surprised that this match was going on third. But when I found out this match was going third, okay, I knew Drew McIntyre is going to cash in. But giving my overall thoughts, like kind of recapping the match. So I'm surprised this match was not the main event as I thought it was going to main event. I think I heard like reports of it. But okay, it's not the main event. Let's get over it. So the match starts off quick. Damian Priest looking over his shoulder. And that's an element that I liked with this match. Drew McIntyre that thought was lingering over both wrestlers. For example, Seth Rollins, Damian Priest were looking over at the ramp saying Drew McIntyre are going to come out and etc. And Seth Rollins like looking over his shoulders, like I said that. Seth Rollins hits like 3 suicide dives. Seth Rollins does the moonsault and the backflip. Seth Rollins was really showing out during this match, doing moves that I haven't seen him do in a very long time. Seth Rollins hits a splash from the top rope and also does a buckle bomb. Damian Priest counters into a power bomb. This match had a lot of great counters. Those like 3 counters, like for example, a counter from Damian Priest, a counter from Seth Rollins, a counter from Damian Priest again, and a counter from Seth Rollins into like a Falcon Arrow. And like this match was a lot of kicks from Damian Priest, kind of like doing like that karate stuff, and onto like the other stuff, kicks. This is awesome chance because this match was really good. I thought this match was really good. Damian Priest hits like a razor edge. Seth Rollins hits a Falcon Arrow, cool transition. But then Drew McIntyre comes out. But before that, this has been like a big talking point from like this whole match. And I get why it's a big talking point, but some people have been saying, oh, this match kind of ruined that whole match for me. No, this match for me was match of the night. I really did enjoy the match. So when Seth Rollins hits like the Falcon Arrow from like that cool transition, Seth Rollins hits like the 1, 2, 3, gets him in the pin, but Damian Priest looks like he should have kicked out. And a lot of people have been saying, oh, they botched like the cue for Drew McIntyre to come out for his entrance, or the referee like just botched the whole spot. But I think Damian Priest just got concussed, because if you look, Damian Priest gets hit in the head by Seth Rollins with like a knee, and it looks like he got dazed. He looked like he was out cold, and that's why that whole spot match happened. But guess what? Mistakes happen in pro wrestling. They happen all the time, and I'm not gonna let the whole match get ruined for me. So when Drew McIntyre comes out, I thought before the bell actually rang to make this official, that CM Punk was gonna come out and screw him. No, what happened later on, and then Damian Priest will hit like the South to Heaven on Drew McIntyre to get the win, 1, 2, 3. But another element, those like multiple things that I liked from this. Seth Rollins was so pissed off. He told CM Punk, I told you to stay out of my business. And that sets up their feud, because that match should have happened at WrestleMania, but sets up that feud once again. And Damian Priest does not look happy. He looks a bit pissed off. And Drew McIntyre, after like the post show, he was crashing out. He threw Adam Pearce on the floor. Wade Barrett told him, if you do that once, if you do that again, you're gonna lose your career. So Drew McIntyre is gonna crash out even more. CM Punk crashed out. CM Punk crashed out. Seth Rollins looks like he's going to crash out. Damian Priest looks disappointed. Everyone is going to crash out on each other, and this is just amazing. And now from this, Priest can trust Finn Balor now even more, because he didn't come out from his match, and that prolongs the story even more from when this turn is actually going to happen, when Damian Priest gets kicked out of Judgment Day. And this is something I specifically wanted to talk about, because a lot of people were talking about this, saying that this was a failed cash, and why is Triple H doing this? Does Triple H hate the Money in the Bank? And I have conflicted feelings about this, because yes, as a fan, I hate the Money in the Bank being wasted. I feel like you can do a lot with it, but for the story, does it really need like the Money in the Bank added to it? I mean, Drew McIntyre, what he did, he crashed out even more, so I guess it kind of added more to the story. But if you don't have anybody winning, for example, since Gunther is most likely going to beat Damian Priest at SummerSlam, and Cody Rhodes is going to have that title retained, no one's going to beat them for the most part. But Carmelo Hayes, have a heel. If you want somebody to have the Money in the Bank, have a heel winning Money in the Bank, because you can have like a guy, for example, like Carmelo Hayes. I wouldn't mind Carmelo Hayes being Cody Rhodes like in a year's time. I wouldn't mind that whatsoever. Maybe that's just me, but having a heel win Money in the Bank and going against Cody Rhodes, kind of getting like a heelish cash in, I wouldn't mind that. And I do think a lot of fans are copping out with the fact that Gunther is most likely to be Damian Priest and Cody Rhodes has the champion. That does not matter whatsoever. Have somebody win the Money in the Bank. I don't care if the champions. We did this for Roman Reigns. We did this for Roman. That no one was going to cash in. For example, Austin Theory, we knew he wasn't going to cash in, but this like all over Roman Reigns again. Why are we doing this? Just have somebody win the match. It does not matter whatsoever. I would have just gave it to Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes could have boosted so much for winning the Money in the Bank. And why not? Cody and Carmelo already have history with each other from day one on the draft. They already have history with each other. Why not? Why not give it to Carmelo Hayes? That's something I really did not understand. Maybe that's just me, but I did not understand it. But on to the next match. And on to the women's Money in the Bank match, which is this match was really enjoyable, and giving like just going over the match once again. So Chelsea Green, I just only put a couple notes down on the match, because from the beginning of the match, I really wasn't feeling the match, but as it picked up later on, this match really impressed me. So Chelsea Green climbs the ladder to start the match. She's scared of heights, so she's like trying to get the briefcase down, just like swinging the ladder at it. That doesn't work, so Lara Valkyria gets some offense. Tiffany Stratton goes to the outside and beats up like all the other competitors. Io Sky takes out Chelsea Green. Io Sky stomps out Io Sky, what the fuck? Io stomps out Io. What the fuck was I writing? Io Sky counter. Okay, I won't even go over that. So Naomi does like this cool DDT spot where like both her legs are like swinged out a little bit, and then she does like a DDT on Zoe Stark, and like she's doing the splits pretty much, and Naomi brings the tables, like stacks one table here, one stacks table there. No, that was Chelsea Green and Tiffany Stratton, so they stack both tables up, and so Chelsea Green and Tiffany Stratton are working with each other a little bit. You know, we always get this in like multi-man matches. And Zoe Stark does like this one-arm powerbomb on Lara Valkyria while they're on top of the ladders. That spot was crazy. Lara, all the women took like crazy bumps this match. Kudos to all of them. And Io Sky hits like this hysteria. I think that's what the move called. She does like this crazy like powerbomb. I can't really even describe it. I can't even describe it. Through Zoe Stark. So, like, they're both hanging on, like, one right here, one right there. Zoe Stark gets fucking destroyed. Both women get destroyed. And after that, pretty much both women are taken out. They both don't get up for a very long time. And we don't see them for, like, the rest of the match. Because that spot, wow, Zoe Stark, that first spot where she did, like, that ladder spot where she did, like, a kind of backflip through, like, I think Lara Valkyria. Her head hit, like, her head hit the ladder. That shit looked like she got like CTE from that. But then this spot, oh my gosh, Zoe Stark. I mean, yes, I'm not a big fan of her, but kudos to her. She took like some serious bumps. Tiffany Stratton just pushes Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green falls through 2 tables. My God, holy shit. That might have been one of the best bumps I think I've ever seen. The table like broke perfectly, but then after that, Tiffany Stratton just grabs the Money in the Bank and she wins. The perfect person won the match, and I got my prediction right. I think most of my predictions were like half of the night. I think most of them I got them mostly right. So Tiffany Stratton wins, and giving my overall thoughts in the match. Match was a car crash, and I love that. I love car crash matches, and I love that Tiffany Stratton won. We got crazy spots, got my prediction right, so you know that's always a good thing. Everyone looked good in the match, and it was pretty much maybe match of the night. You could say that, but for me, I thought Seth and Priest was a really good match, and Tiffany got an insane pop, and after that, I think we got like Tiffany Stratton versus Trish Stratus. That stare down. Fuck me. If no. Why did I say that? That's fucking no. So maybe we get Tiffany Stratton versus Trish Stratus at SummerSlam. That's a big SummerSlam match because most of the matches on SummerSlam, like Bayley and Nia Jax, don't feel like SummerSlam matches. But Tiffany Stratton, the present, versus Trish Stratus, the past. 2 like legends in the making. Trish is already like a Hall of Fame legend, but Tiffany Stratton's on her way to there. Imagine that match. Tiffany Stratton, if she beats Trish Stratus, that would just be like a great rub. Maybe Zoe Stark could learn off of it. So moving over to the 6-man tag match between Randy Orton, Kevin Owens, and Cody Rhodes, taking out the New Bloodline and Jacob Fatu, Solo Sikoa, and Tama Tonga. So just going over some of the recapping the match. I liked how Michael Cole said that they had WWE and like Triple H in particular had to convince the Canadian authorities to bring Jacob Fatu into Canada because he's so dangerous. He has that criminal past. So I liked how they played into that. And we got some Bullet Club references with Tama Tonga. I always love a good like reference outside of WWE, and I liked how Kevin Owens just stared a hole in between Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga. He was ready to kick some ass. You can feel the intensity through the screen. I really love that. And what's it called? The stare down was really good. We got fuck you Solo Chance, so that just shows once again that Solo Sikoa is getting good heat. You love Solo Sikoa getting heat because that just builds him up even more. And what's it called? KO. So the match starts off with Kevin Owens just going crazy on Tama Tonga. Fatu comes in, and Randy Orton does like his patented DDT. I'm pretty sure he did the DDT. Fatu just comes in and no-sells the shit out of that. Randy Orton saying, what the fuck? What the fuck just happened right there? Fatu no-sells, takes out Randy Orton, and yeah, that shows once again how big deal Fatu is. He's no-selling Randy Orton moves. Who no-sells Randy Orton moves? In like one of their first matches, like in their debut match in the company. So Fatu no sells, Randy Orton shook, Fatu does a Samoan drop, KO gets on Tama Tonga again. The Bloodline neutralized Kevin Owens for like most of the match. It was pretty much them neutralizing most of Randy, KO, and Cody Rhodes. And Jacob Fatu is like that booty spot. I don't know what to call it, but when he did like that booty spot, like that booty bump on Kevin Owens, holy shit, it sounded like someone shot a gun. Kevin Owens' head looked like a watermelon just got cracked. And Kevin Owens gets up, gets clothesline. Fatu, top buckle. Kevin Owens tags in Cody. We get Cody versus Solo for a little bit. Cody clears house, and Solo Sikoa hits Cody Rhodes with a spear. We get Chaos on the outside. KO does a splash on Fatu through the announce table, kind of getting some revenge for Cody Rhodes. And when he does that, Randy Orton does an RKO on Tama Tonga and on Tonga Loa. And then when we get back in the ring, Solo Sikoa hits a spike on Cody Rhodes for the win. 1, 2, 3. And yes, I predicted it right. Cody Rhodes was going to get pinned clean by Solo Sikoa. And now we have our main event match for SummerSlam. As I predicted, now we have the main event match, and this was the right thing to do. Now you build up Solo Sikoa. This was like the win he needed to be like more credible, because after he beat John Cena, he really wasn't doing credible shit for a very long time. But now him doing this, pinning the World Heavyweight Champion, now we get the main event match, and now we actually have a reason for it. Yeah, why not? And I love the clusterfuck. I really do love clusterfuck matches. And Solo Sikoa versus Cody Rhodes is pretty much official for SummerSlam. Jacob Fatu looked great. I kind of expected more from him, but overall I thought he looked great. And KO made you feel like he actually wanted to kill like all the members of the Bloodline for doing all the shit to him for like multiple years at this point, since like 2020. And Tonga Loa botched. Tonga Loa is like a specialty. Tonga Loa has a specialty for botches. He couldn't low blow Kevin Owens right. I was watching it and I laughed. I was saying, what the fuck, Tonga Loa? So Tonga Loa came in the ring. Kevin Owens is like on top. Tama Tonga's like on the bottom, or like Solo. And Tonga Loa, all he has to do is come in the ring and low blow Kevin Owens. He couldn't even do that. He went like this. That's all he did. But then he finally gets it. But that botch, I mean, Tonga Loa pretty much can only botch and sell really good. Tonga Loa's selling is really good. Most of the members in the Bloodline know how to sell. But Tama Tonga was like this, stiff as a board, and it was pretty fucking funny. I thought it was pretty amazing. So yeah, that was pretty much it. What else? Solo Sikoa gets a big win. I got my prediction right. So yeah, I thought the match was really good. I thought the match was okay. Yeah, I thought it was okay. I don't think it should have main evented. I'd much rather have preferred Seth Rollins versus Damian Priest, because overall I thought that match was the match of the night. Well, fuck me. Excuse me. Add Cheetos and a Coke. That shit was amazing. But yeah, overall, I thought Money in the Bank was an okay show. No, not okay show. I really did like Money in the Bank. I did like Drew McIntyre versus Seth Rollins. I did like that match. I did like the men's and women's Money in the Bank match. I thought that match was really good. Now you have, it builds up more of a story, because now we got more stuff official. We know that Braun Breaker is going to get his get back on Sami Zayn. Drew McIntyre and CM Punk, Seth Rollins, Damian Priest, everyone seems like they're going to crash out now. Not Damian Priest, but Seth is going to crash out. He's pissed off. Drew McIntyre's pissed. CM Punk's pissed. Everyone's pissed. Everyone's going to crash out at each other. Monday Night Raw is going to be must see. What else? Sami Zayn, that match was okay. I mean, it had like his bright spots. What else? I think I'm missing a match. Solo, that match also had bright spots as well. Overall, I thought the show was really good. If I had to grade it 1 through 10 or just like A, B, C, D, I thought this match was like a B. Just a solid B, maybe like a B show, maybe like a 7 out of 10, 6 out of 10. But overall, I thought the show was really solid. But what did you guys think of the show overall? But if you guys had to rate the show 1 through 10, what would you guys rate it? What did you guys like about the show? What did you guys not like about the show? What would you guys have done differently from what actually happened? And what do you guys think of John Cena retiring? Because John Cena retiring is a very big thing. And what do you guys think about Drew McIntyre's full cash? And do you guys think WWE wasted the Money in the Bank once again? So yeah, comment down your thoughts below. So with all that out the way, it's been your boy Lonty. Peace out.